Hello everyone, this is TalesFan109, and yesterday I premiered the first episode of The Tales That Bond. And now that I want to have a little heart-to-heart talk with you guys, okay? The premiere yesterday was definitely a success, and it was probably one of the most exciting moments of my entire life. Oh my gosh, premieres are exhausting. Is this what it always feels like? I was dead tired after the premiere yesterday because of how exciting it all was. And, I want to thank you guys. Not just because you enjoyed the animation, but because of the confidence you guys gave into me with these animations, giving me my strive to do better. And I was really excited to put up this one because this is my dream project. I've been wanting to do this for at least 5 years now, and I honestly never thought I'd really ever be able to do it. I never thought I'd be able to do all this animation stuff and really make something that so many people truly love and enjoy. I mean, already 2,000 views on this in not even 24 hours. Just think of how many people will see this, and I sure hope that more will enjoy it. I can't thank you guys enough for this, because this truly opened up something to me that I didn't know I would actually love doing, and boy, do I love doing this. It's probably my most prolific hobby now. And it's all because of those two little guys, Sonic and Tails, precious gems that they are. You see, I've been a fan of these guys for a long time, especially Tails. I really started loving him when I was about 8 years old after Sonic Heroes of all things. I thought his voice sounded adorable, and I still think he sounds really cute in that game. I can't understand that hate. He sounds adorable. But that was actually something I kind of kept secret from everybody for years. I never even told my twin brother. So when I got these two little plushies of mine all the way back in 2014, that was the greatest gift I ever got. And if it wasn't for these two little guys that I got that one year, I don't think any of the animations that I've created would exist, because I mostly would have kept that kind of hidden. It was a very lucky gift. I was getting these two for one of my younger cousins who's really into these characters, and especially Tails. The thing was, I was really attached to them, and eventually my little mother, she noticed, apparently, and I got them myself as a surprise Christmas present that year. I have always loved these guys. They have gone through a lot of love, believe me. And then one day, I just decided I wanted to bring them to life. So a couple years later, I was only getting out of the 10th grade then. I went to make this little test animation. It was only 10 seconds long, but it took 3 months to make, and oh my gosh, humble beginnings, how far I have gotten. My gosh. It's amazing how things can look when you first do it, and at the time you think it's acceptable. I mean, compare that to what I just released yesterday. How did I get that far? Thing was, at that time, I didn't really commit to Source Filmmaker because I was entering junior year. It was one of the busiest years of my entire life with constant rehearsals, homework. I didn't even have a lunch period that year. It was just work, work, work all year long. So I just kind of dropped on it, but it was also in the 11th grade that this idea of mine, this dream project of mine, started to come to fruition because, well, during my history classes while listening to the lecture, it was a very chill class, I started making these little scripts with this general kind of idea in mind, but I kept them to myself, and oh, good thing I did. You know what I released yesterday? The first time I wrote a script for something like that, I just reread it yesterday. It's bad. Oh my gosh, the lack of talent I had back then. If you want, you guys could probably see the script. Let me know. I might share that, but fair warning, it's not good. It is terrible compared to what I have written for Tales That Bond, and I also had a much more generic name. It was just called The Unbreakable Bond. Nothing too special, but it was where the idea got set in motion, and following year, when things started dying down senior year, I decided, you know what, I want to bring these guys back to life again. So then I spent 9 months, and I mean 9 months, working on that learning to walk animation. It was just another test video, trying to get used to Source Filmmaker, but I wasn't going to be satisfied with just doing one of those random generic test videos. I wanted to do something that could put them in a more suitable environment, and oh my, I can't believe how that one exploded into popularity. I never expected that to ever blow up, and how could I? It was a very simple animation with just Tails learning to walk, and it wasn't anything big or special or anything like that. It was just ordinary, I thought, and the animation, honestly, was just average at best. I look back at it now, and I can't believe how stiff it was. It's clear I hardly knew what I was doing then, but somehow it connected with you guys. I didn't understand it much back then, but it seemed to have something to do with the cute factor of it all. It seems you guys really just loved that cute little set of interactions between Sonic and Tails. And, well, I always put making Tails adorable a top priority. I mean, you see my Tails plush. It's a classic Tails plush, basically. That's what I ended up getting, and it's kind of why I always do things this way between the classic Tails and modern Sonic. It is just such an adorable combination. And since I like to make Tails really young, I feel like the classic look signifies how he hasn't had time really to grow up and develop yet. He is still purely a child here. Sonic, on the other hand, yeah, I make him 9 in these, but he's already had to grow up and mature. He has this more matured look, even if he is still basically just a child. You know my thought process behind all this now, so no more questions about why it's modern Sonic and classic Tails. That is why. I couldn't believe that became so successful, though. It shocked me because it seemed very basic. There are all these other animations with this more fluid movement, the more dynamic shots, the action and such, but then you guys fell in love with my little thing, and that honestly felt really good, and it gave me a confidence booster to move onward. But I was a little nervous because I didn't have any confidence in my Sonic voices. I didn't think they were very good. They most certainly didn't really reflect the game voices all that much, or any other medium at the time, I suppose. But then I went ahead and made the cookies, which, oh my gosh, that is... I have no idea how that one got as many views as it did. It's over 26 million views at least. Wow, I gotta thank you guys for that. I know you guys can't comment on it anymore, and that is the stupidest thing that has ever happened on my entire time on YouTube, but man, it just makes me happy to know I can make something you guys truly love. This wasn't something I ever expected to do, and I never expected to find such a calling for it. And the more I made these, the more I looked forward to uploading them and sending them to you guys to give you something to enjoy for just a little while. And with each one, I could see myself getting better, and I would keep trying new things, learning more of it so that I can make something better for you guys. Eventually, I made The Thankful Fox, and that animation was pretty special to me. It initially started as just a little plush story thing I did on this Amino, the Sonic Amino. I'm not active on there anymore because everyone I knew and interacted with disappeared, and I lost interest too, but it started as that, and I decided I wanted to animate that because I really liked how that one went. And it was very stressful because I was trying to get it done before Thanksgiving because it takes place close to that time. I only had roughly almost 2.5 months to make that, and that was my longest animation to date at the time, 10.5 minutes, and I did that in 2.5 months or so. I had to sacrifice every ounce of free time for that. It was very stressful, very exhausting, and combining that with college work, I don't know how I got it done. But I did. And even if it's not my most viewed animation, it is still one of the ones I'm most proud of. And this was where I figured out something else. Somehow, I was able to get emotion out of you guys. I never expected to make anything that could be compared to that kind of quality. I mean, yeah, I make Tales for Lee-Kun and such, but I didn't think the scripts would actually pull you guys in. I didn't have that kind of confidence. It was just something I wanted to make, and by golly, I wanted to make it. It was basically a passion project, a labor of love, but I guess I just never really trusted my kind of writing skills and that kind of thing. When I was in elementary school, I couldn't write anything. I was about the worst writer you could possibly ever meet. Those state tests especially were the worst. I couldn't write anything. I basically got 2s on that exam all the time. That, of course, changed when I got into the 6th grade because of the English teacher I had that year, Arlene Sorensen. Oh, rest in peace. You were a fantastic lady. She's the reason I was able to start writing well, but even then, it wasn't in the realms of creative writing. I couldn't really write stories. It was the one thing I was still really bad at. And even up until like maybe a year or so ago, I still didn't think I could write all that good stuff. The Thankful Fox was probably one of the first things that I felt like had a decent script to go with, something that wasn't entirely cringe-inducing. I need to thank you guys for giving me the confidence on that kind of front, too. I've never considered myself much of a creative writer, and even then, I still only write these little Sonic things. I don't write anything else. I just love these guys so darn much. And all the support and the constructive criticism I've gotten from you guys throughout the years has only made me strive to do better. Eventually, the YouTube Kappa thing happened, and I got scared, frustrated, and I left for a while, but I was still animating during that time, and I made 2 animations during that time. Tails' First Cut, which was actually a request. I don't know if the channel is on YouTube anymore, but I made that specifically for him, and again, I am surprised at how well received you guys gave that. I know I'm probably regurgitating the same thing. I didn't prepare any of all this, but I just wanted to express my feelings. Like, all these animations, something that I thought was just going to be a little small something to do for the fun of it, it ended up being something you guys love, and I definitely take that to heart. I definitely take that to heart, because it does mean a lot to me that I can really make something actually special in this world. It almost feels like I'm making a contribution to the world somehow. It's a satisfying feeling, even if it is a little scary at times. And I try not to let this go to my head. This is just a hobby, more of a passion by this point, I suppose. I don't gain anything from this except satisfaction you guys send to me, and I get a lot of it with all this kind of stuff, and it does make me feel really, really good. Of course, I also want to test myself in an experiment at one point, and I made, well, The Pained Lover. It was a silent cartoon, and had a lot of extra difficulties to go along with it, trying to sync it up to the entertainer while speeding it up, adding the filter, making sure the lighting was perfect. Lighting with silent films is near impossible. Apparently, it takes forever to get it right. And I know that one didn't gain much traction, because, well, let's face it, it's not a very mainstream idea, and it's a bit different from the other ones I made, but it was exactly what I needed to feel prepared to do this project, the one I've been wanting to do for 5 years. For 4 months, I worked on this first episode. And half of that entire animation I animated within the last 3 weeks after my semester ended. I was that serious on getting this done before the break ended so that I could show it to all of you guys and really make it something special for myself. I didn't want to hold this one off. This was something I've been working on for years to come. It was essentially 5 years in the making. From the moment I started writing those terrible scripts as a high schooler that I've never shown anyone, and I swear to that, I've never shown anyone because they're not good. Everything's been building up to this. And the words you guys at the premiere gave, that was truly something to behold for me. It was really special knowing that something I've been working for so long, and I can make it work for you guys. I don't know if I have many words to describe how I feel, but thank you guys. Thank you guys for the support you've given me to give myself the strive to go this far and truly make something special out of myself. I've always enjoyed the acting side of things. I started doing random acting with these puppet shows as kids, and I only got further into it when I played my first Zelda game, Wind Waker, a game that is pretty dear to my heart, the first video game I truly fell in love with. And now look at this. It led to all of this. Everything leads to something, and you guys helped contribute to that. I thank you for this support dearly. It's one of the reasons I ever got this far and am now making this kind of animated content that I can actually consider to be genuinely good. Even if I judge myself a little harshly looking back on animation sometimes, just think that I did it. And it was apparently good enough to make you guys happy. It's special. It really is. Although making this first episode sure wasn't, because SFM, Source Filmmaker, hated me making this one. That first scene in the town, that wasn't a map. I had to scene build that one, and it didn't like it. The little cul-de-sac area that you see for like one moment, it would disappear if the camera was just slightly off kilter, and I hated it. And I had to keep moving the houses back and forth because I didn't want to make more, because as if it was already kind of getting a tad laggy as it was, and it became prone to crashes after crashes after crashes, having to redo parts of it over and over and over again. By the time I got to the scene where Tails is in the woods, I had to cut that stuff out and make it a new file. And even then, the rain would make it lag profusely. I had to keep turning it on and off for the sake of animating it. The renders would take forever. Sometimes the sound would cut off, and I'd have to improvise when doing the rendering on Blender. And then by the end of it, it was still crashing over and over and over again and again and again. It was stressful. Those past 3 weeks, they were honestly a bit of a nightmare. But I pushed through with it. Because it was something I really wanted to get out there. It was something I was truly passionate about, and I knew once I got it out, it would be worth it. And I know you guys have been waiting on it for some time. I didn't want the wait to be any longer, because I wanted to see it come to fruition. I wanted to see something I've been dreaming about for 5 years finally happen. And it truly paid off. You guys are wonderful. Really. I can't stress enough how grateful I am for all of this. For all the love you guys have given to these animations. To know that what I'm making is something I can give that hasn't seemed to have been done before. It's like you guys see a certain flavor to my animations that aren't in any of the others. I guess I've made a bit of an identity of my own. I mean, there are plenty of other Sonic animators out there, like Balena Productions and Sasso Studios, Mike Darklighter, Shadows 759. And for action, you guys can go to some of those other guys. I'm not really an action set piece kind of person, but the fact that my humble little animations have given something that you guys found to be special. Something that I initially didn't know was there before. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. This wouldn't be what it is without your support. Truly. And of course, I'm not done now. Now that I got the first episode out, I gotta start doing the other ones. I have taken a week off, and it was a well-deserved break, but now that you guys have finally seen it, I gotta get back out there. I gotta start scripting the other episodes, and then getting the voice lines, and animating them, and trying to get them out at a reasonable pace. I want to get out at least 5 animations this year. I haven't done that yet. I haven't even uploaded 10 animations yet, actually. And yet I've still gotten so much support from you guys with how few I've put up. And of course, the Tales That Bond won't be the only thing I do now. Now that I've gotten this first animation out, I'll start animating some requests. And I made a small list of some requests I've seen throughout the months. I'll probably do those a little bit now and then as a small side project. Just get a little more content out. Now, keep in mind, these requests won't be nearly as long as the Tales That Bond. That's the main thing. These animation requests will be something a little smaller, more manageable, bite-sized projects that will give you guys a little something to enjoy while I'm working on the big stuff. But yeah, I will take requests now, and I've already, I believe, picked out a request I want to do next. So I'll be working on 2 animations now throughout. I'll be working on the Tales That Bond a lot of the time, but every now and then I'll take some time off to work on a small animation request. They'll probably be no more than 5 minutes long, because, well, they're requests. They're just little side projects I can do to throw something a little extra in there, but they'll have pretty much just as much care as the Tales That Bond. I'm not going to cheapen out on animating or anything. I want these to be as good as they can. Because I realize now I can truly make something special for you guys. And I want to take that seriously. I've been on a tangent for so long, but this is just something really special to me now. It is a big part of my life now. It almost is my life in a sense. It's all because, well, first of all, I got these 2 little guys, and as you can see, Tails is living a very happy life now with his big brother. They're not alone. got a lot of other people too. I don't think I'll be able to show it because my software for some reason doesn't like the picture. Sorry about that. And then you guys. I don't normally talk about this kind of stuff because, well, this is just a hobby kind of thing. I just do this for the fun of it. And I usually don't know what to say. When I get to 100,000 subscribers, I'm still not gonna know what to say. I guess just what I've said right now. Think of this as an early 100,000 thank you message, I guess. I didn't expect to be going on this long, and I am not even sure if I've been making any coherent sense this whole time. But I'm dead serious. Thank you all for this. For giving me this part of my life that I never thought I'd get, and one I'm eternally grateful for. I guess I've gone on long enough. I'll sign off now. Thank you guys very much for the love and support you've given to these videos. It really means a lot to me. It's what's given me the drive to continue this in the first place after that simple little learning to walk test animation that I never thought would get anywhere, honestly. Thank you guys. And until next time, this has been TalesFan 109. Have a nice day.